What up, guys? Welcome back to Cherokee Hacks Life. So I came across this other article that I found really interesting. It's how overweight people are more apt to doctor shop than normal individuals. And I found this really interesting. I kind of dove into it a little bit more than probably I should have. Basically what it said was, it was this one study in the Journal of Obesity that said patients often complain that are obese, complain that their primary doctor is too judgmental with them about their weight. And this actually coupled with another study that wound up studying several third-year medical student doctors and seeing if they have a bias toward overweight, thin people, or normal-sized people. And they basically did a psychological study where they would associate good, happy, normal, whatever with different people's sizes, and they would associate the word with the picture. And it actually found that 1/3 of medical students were actually biased against overweight and obese patients. 2/3 of those didn't even realize that they were. It actually turns out that within the actual study here about obese individuals, that 23% more patients, or more obese patients than normal patients, went and doctor shopped. That's 52% higher than the normal patients would have actually done regularly. It also found that obese patients were actually 80% more likely to go to the emergency room instead of going to an actual physician to take care of things that probably could have been taken care of by their primary care physician. That's because they didn't want to actually see a regular doctor at the same time, all the time. Which leads me to believe a couple things with larger individuals. And granted, I've never been that large. I've never considered myself to be obese. Although according to the BMI index, I guess I was a freaking monster because I was 200 pounds before. But what it says to me is that these individuals are afraid or don't want someone telling them that they need to correct their eating habits. And it's really sad to me because I do see, especially with me, helping coach out Little League Baseball, helping to coach football as well, little kids football with my son, and even helping out with my daughter actually doing soccer. I'm not really a soccer person, but I try to help out whenever I could. I did notice that there was some pretty large people, some pretty large kids too, and this had nothing to do with calorie movement or energy expenditure because these kids are playing baseball. Some of these kids are playing football, but they're still pretty damn big. It had everything to do with their caloric intake, everything to do with what they were eating, which probably led back to, and if you looked at the parents, there was kind of an ongoing cycle with these individuals, with these kids too. And I felt really bad, and I think it's honestly that they either can't control their food, and please, if I'm wrong on this, somebody comment down below, and that might be larger, I don't know. But maybe they can't control what they eat, they don't look at food as fuel, they look at it just as a comfort. I have a feeling these individuals, they just don't like hearing that you need to eat less. You need to control what you eat. They probably have problems with self-control, problems with self-identity, and they need to, start heeding some of these words, man, because you're hurting yourself really badly. And in some cases, you're hurting your kids too. Again, I coach Little League Baseball, and I see some pretty large kids that they shouldn't be that large. They really shouldn't. These are kids. They're always moving. They're playing baseball. They're doing stuff. But yet they're big, which leads me to believe one thing. They're just feeding them all this processed shit all the time. And your kid's not processing the food properly. You need to start controlling what your kids eat, people. Seriously. My kids, they're relatively skinny. That could be genetics, but that also is because we don't feed them crap. I don't feed them crap. I feed them, when I make sure I feed them, occasionally we'll do McDonald's, but for the most part, we'll do, it'll be food from home, or it'll be like a turkey burger, but it's definitely not this, fast food junk diet eating that everybody's doing. So please, guys, share your thoughts with me down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of questions you may have. Let me know your commentary. Let me know what you think. What actually is going through the mind of an individual that is overweight, that just continues to eat and actually hurts himself? Would love to actually know. Feel free to comment down below. Share the video, like it, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you later.